Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Cafecito. I'm really excited about our guest today. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining. For those of you that are just coming back from the new year, I hope you all had a wonderful new year and you're getting a great start to this year, 2024, which I'm sure all of us together, we're just going to have an extraordinary year. I'm positive that that's going to happen. Anna, it's so great to see you here. Join us today in this cafecito and talk about this very important topic, especially if we're business owners, right? Many of our members are business owners. Um, and talking about cash flow management is something that many of us are not an expert, but it's something that becomes critically important for us to understand. So I'm just thrilled to have you here so that you can walk us through this important concept because it can be a make it or break it kind of deal for our businesses. So I'm glad that you're able to share. But I want to start with just you sharing with us a little bit about yourself and then we can jump right into this topic.
Sure. Thank you so much for inviting me. Happy New Year. Happy New Year for everyone out there. I hope everybody's healthy. I have heard it's been a lot of like viruses and so forth. Yeah, well, a little bit about me. I'm born and raised in Colombia, South America. Live in United States for over 10 years. Um, I found um, I found Vice Bridge in 2019, being with the company for over 4 years, been doing finances for over 20 years, and here in US, of course, in the last 10. Um, I actually become an expert and specialize in cash flow management because I have seen that a lot of people is worried about how to get clients, how to get money to the company, and so forth. But not everyone kind of invest time and knowledge, I will say, to actually how can I manage my cash flow. So I became an expert, being doing this for over 3 years, I will say, and helping a lot of people. In the point that I literally about to launch my first book, where is my $8 million. Super excited about it. And it's going to be a three series of three books. This first one, all the books are going to be super short, but this first book is more towards like a story, like what happened and so forth. Then the second book will be a little bit more technical, more like about the strategies, and now the third book it will be more just concepts and so forth. But yeah.
That's exciting, and I know that we are going to talk a little bit more about your book and your launch that it's also coming up because we want to make sure that we support you. But I would love to start between understanding the importance of cash flow. And I'm a business owner, and I talk with a lot of business owners as well as I help them. And to your point, like cash flow is not something that we have top of mind, but it can make or break literally your company if you don't have it top of mind, and it's not a strategy that you build into how you create your business and how you keep it afloat. So if you can tell us a little bit more about what that actually means for those of us that we are not experts, and then how do we then balance cash flow, managing our current cash flow and then saving for our financial goals.
So yeah, I mean, cash flow, business owners, and I would say the population in particular, intend to confuse income and cash flow. People is like, oh no, I sold $10 million, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about like how exactly I help my business owners, my clients. Yes, depends on how big are you. You may have your own CPA, you may have your own financial advisor, you may have your own CFO, you may outsource your CFO and so forth. But they have a specific roles in your company, right? The bookkeepers, the accountants. Don't do anything of that. What happened is like, okay, you sold $10 million. Yeah, good job with it. Now, that money start paying bills, rent, payroll, like it start going up, right? Now, your profit can be maybe $1 million. I'm just gonna put an example of it. Oh, that was great. What happened with the rest of the money? Oh, my accountant knows. Yes, your accountant knows that we're this, because that is the numbers, right? Your CPA knows what kind of amount of taxes you have to pay for. And your financial advisor may advise you on where to invest the remaining money you have. But what happened exactly? Why are you paying so much in operational costs? Why are you paying so much in administrative costs? Why are you paying? So there is where an expert comes in place, in this case me, right? And say, okay, so let me see your insights. Hey, you know what? I think you're paying a lot here. I think you need to budget in a better way here. Let's see how is like the flow every quarter. Why are you? One of the big gaps we have found is the employee turnover. Um, so people does not realize this, that hiring an employee, and I'm talking like super entry level blue collar employee, it cost about $5,000 just to hire. Now, despite the production cost and so forth. So if you have a high turnover, that is right there a hole in your cash flow. The other thing business owners they don't understand is how much production an employee should to bring to the company. Like an employee should to bring about $1 and $300,000 a year as a production to the company. So it is happening or it's not, right? So I'm not intent to replace again CFOs, CPAs, finance. No, no. Actually, I want to make a team that I can work with and just put a little bit pieces. Okay, let's put your piece, put yours, put yours, put yours. I put mine, and then we can have a whole system that will increase the profit of the company. And that is what we are really successful at. So, yes, I saw. Now, let's talk in a little bit more smaller scale. An entrepreneur, a sole proprietor, person that started business 1, 2 years ago. Okay, I sold $500,000 last year, but in my pocket I have $5,000. I'm barely surviving. I'm barely paying debts. Like yesterday, I was talking with a client, and I'm like, "So are you in your payroll?" No. I'm like, "Okay, so you get your K1, which is the distributions." No, I'm actually getting nothing from my company. I'm like, "Oh." So that is something like the company may be successful on the sales and so forth, but it's not getting to the point that the profit is really robust to keep the capital business afloat. So that is kind of the concept of cash flow and what it entitles to. So it's super different of income. Income is what you sell, you get paid for, that's it. Now, cash flow can be fed by other streams of incomes. So the same business may have real estate, may have investments, stocks, may have different investments that feed the business capital. So,
And I think you bring up a really important point about cash flow and understanding that cash flow is the actual money that you have available, right? Because you might, to your point, you might have a lot of income that comes in, and this applies for anybody, right? It applies for very small businesses to huge $1 million businesses. In the end, it's about understanding how much money you have on hand to be able to work with if anything happens, because if you don't have money and unexpectedly your sales come down or something happens, then you're not going to be able to react to because you don't have liquid or physical, money to be able to do that. So it's very important that we have strategies in place to have that. So in your experience and based on the work that you do with your clients and your past experience, like what are the most common challenges that business sometimes don't keep in mind, or business owners don't keep in mind, and that they have to, keep front and center so that they manage a good cash flow?
So to have like a healthy financial equilibrium, and overcome a lot of like challenges, like you say. So one of the challenges they have is the lack of knowledge. Again, um, CPAs, accountants, bookkeeper, all of them know about cash flow management, no doubt, but they have a specific role on the company, right? So it's like if you have, uh, the front desk person, and you have the salesperson, and you have the marketing person, right? They leverage each other. However, the front desk person is not going to make a sale. The salesperson may answer the phone once or twice, but is not going to actually do the whole action of what it takes administrative wise, the front desk. Same with the marketing person. The marketing person will just put the word out there, however, he's not going to do a sale. So it's the same with the financial part of it, the company, right? A bookkeeper does it's their job, the CPA does their job, and everybody. But they won't maybe invest the time, and I'm not saying all of them. I know good bookkeepers that say, hey, I advise my clients in cash flow management and so forth. So amazing for them, because it's a lot of time it takes. It's like when you go to the doctor, right? You have to give as many information than the doctor to x-rays, MRIs, CT scans, a lot of things to get a really good diagnosis and tell you, okay, this is exactly what you need. We tailor every single strategy to every single business. Of course, we know more or less like in every single industry and what the industry struggles with, but every need and every goal is different, because that is another thing. I'm sorry. So the goals and the needs change. A business owner says, I want this, but the reality is this. So they may need something they don't know they need it. So I will say that the lack of knowledge is a big challenge there. So I will share three key points on have a healthy financial equilibrium here in cash flow. Budget wisely. If you don't have a CFO, if you don't have a financial inside of your business, make sure you make a business plan, but most important, you budget that business plan. So categorize your expenses, allocate the funds for what you need, savings, what you're going to spend, what is your projection, right? And that goes along with business plan. If you need help, we can help you with it. Second point, and this is really important as well, set clear financial goals. Again, oh yes, I have my business, I want to be a millionaire, and I want to retire when I'm 25. Good. But what that means, what exactly that means. So be specific in short-term and long-term financial goals, and prioritize those goals, and try to balance that with the budget, right? So you have to align that with the savings you can provide as well. Always build an emergency fund, like you say, build a retirement savings as well. And if you have a significant other or a partner, make sure that it's aligned with your financial goals with the business. So keep that in mind. Now, the third point is, and this is really important. Those 3 points are really, really important. I hope people that is watching us are taking notes, and is regularly monitor and adjust. Okay, I have my business plan. I have my budget. Boom. I never check anything until it's at the end of the year, or actually this beginning of the year, that I have my appointment with my CPA, that I'm going to do my taxes. And then I sit down with my financial person, my bookkeeper, my accountant, my front desk person, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my whoever managed my reports. Oh, okay, so how we did? No. Try to do a monthly or quarterly follow up for your numbers. What do you need? How your bank account works? Like, oh, I need $5,000. Oh, yeah, okay, good. I know a lot of business owners that My bank account have like $500,000. That's good. Yeah, your bank account should to have like $1.2 million, not $500,000, but you're happy because you see $500,000 in your bank account. So those are the things that, again, the lack of knowledge people go through. So and and another thing touching this point of regularly like monitoring numbers is like, okay, Anna, I'm gonna check my numbers, I'm gonna check my bank account versus my expenses, my this, my there, and then what? So make sure you have again your budget, and if you have to adjust it, that's okay. That you have that aligned with your savings plan. If you have to adjust that, that's okay, and you have your business plan, right? So again, budget wisely, set clear financial goals, and regularly monitor and adjust, if necessary, your financial circle.
And I think you bring up, thank you for sharing those. And I just wrote them down because I want to make sure that we share them again with our members. But I think now is the moment as we start the year, right? Unless your fiscal year runs in a different way that's not the calendar year. But now is always the good plan, a good time to set those financial goals, to set the budget, to look back at what worked in 2023. Where was I not, so that then you can create that plan and then be able to say, okay, every month here's how I'm going to monitor, here's how we're going to adjust, or every quarter, but definitely not beyond that, because if not, you're right, after a while it's hard to be able to recover from those moments. And hello to those that have just joined. Thank you for being here in this very important topic. So, how do we those emergency funds? How do you build those into the cash flow management? I feel like it's something that it's like your personal savings. Like we all know that we need to have it, but there's always a good reason why it's not going to happen this month. Right? Well, it almost feels like I keep hearing all of us sort of living on the edge on a daily basis. I mean, the reality is that the economy is challenging. So how do you make that happen in order to be able to create the space for those emergency funds so that we have the cash flow happening?
So um, you bring a really important point here, and is individual finances and business owner finances, right? And when I work with my clients, I make sure that I go through the individual and the business and the business owner, because all of those three are three different entities, even that is the same person. So what happened is that comes as well with mindset, right? Like you say, if me as an individual before creating my business, I'm paycheck by paycheck or in the edge or whatever, never build an emergency fund. If I have an emergency, go to credit cards, go to friends, go to whatever's, then most likely I'm going to need a lot of help as a business owner. Doesn't matter if you just start your business. Doesn't matter if you are long time in your business. If you have 50 employees, 1,000 employees, 2 employees, you're a solopreneur. Doesn't matter which state you are. But you have to visualize your business as if you are the CEO of a multi-millionaire company with over 5,000 employees. And that is how you need to treat that. Now, what you do there is infinite financial tools there. We have a couple of suggestions for that. Where the money grows, where is liquidity, where is accessible free tax, where is a lot of things, like you can borrow it, you can take it, you can do a lot of things against to that, whatever's bank accounts, liquid or not liquid. It's good to have that piece where a percentage of your income has to go there. So touching that point, like a lot of businesses fail, I will say, for these three. key points as well. Wrong cash flow forecasting. Oh, last year I sold $10 million. This year I'm gonna sell $20 million. So they do the budgeting, they do the forecasting based on that. Has to be as accurate as you can. It's a lot of technologies, softwares, and tools that can help you with that. We can help you with that too. So I'm sorry. If you literally do that in a I'm sorry, I have a hard time with this word, with the wrong forecast with your cash flow. Um, you need to understand what are your inflows and your outflows, right? Not just expenses and incoming expenses, not like how the money flow out there. And implement a robust forecasting system. You need to, and again, monitor, right? Regularly updates, include variables like seasonal demand, like market trends, like a lot of factors that may affect that. And with that, you will have a more accurate cash flow forecast. Second point, late payments from customers. So that is something as well, like delayed receivables can significantly strain the cash flow. Again, oh no, last year this happened and this, well, things happens to our clients. What if they don't pay? What if they need more time? And you have your budget and so forth. So again, the solution for this is like you need to introduce a stricter payment method, terms, conditions, explain to your clients, maybe offer an early payment discount, incentives. And again, continuously like follow up, right? Monitor your cash flow. If you don't have time for that, again, we can help you with it. The another thing that, and I see this, especially the third point, overinvestment in inventory. Last year we sold blah blah blah. So this year again, wrong forecasting. So holding too much inventory ties up the capital, right? So the solution it will be like use an inventory management software techniques, something like just in time, which align the inventory with production sales, reducing unnecessary stock, and not just of what you sell, but the material you utilize for it, right? So maybe in a front desk, you have five staplers. I'm just picking a number, right? How many a person needs? Maybe one or two. If you have five, you're overstocking that. I mean, like, and I have seen this a lot, and this is because of the lack of monitoring the cash flow. Those little simple things that you may see that people like, "Ah, what is like a $5 a stepper?" Yeah, $5 times five times five times 12 times. So now it's a $5 becoming 1,000 to $5,000. So again, like we help you to go in those deep numbers to identify where are you lacking, where are you draining your cash flow, and we help you to stop the drain.
Those are great suggestions. And I was like just remembering a while ago when I started my business, I'm like, I did not know all of this and I hit a roadblock, right? Because you don't know. So one thing that I want to say, and unfortunately we've run out of time, but to those of you out there that are starting your business or you feel you're solopreneurs and you feel like, well, this is not for me because I'm not in the six-figure business or the seven-figure business yet, you still need to abide by this and build it into your own habits. Because if you don't, then the ability to be able to grow your business, to make it a six-figure business or make it a seven-figure business, it's never going to happen. Like cash flow management becomes an integral part, the forecasting, the establishing the strict payment terms, the overinvestment in inventory, and even in inventory in apps. Like many of us just like do the monthly of this app and then the monthly of that app and then the monthly of that app. And suddenly we have like 10 apps and we don't even remember that we were paying the monthly on those apps. We're not even using them. It's exactly the same thing. It's digital inventory that's just like there, so to speak. All of those things critically important. Thank you so much for sharing all of these, Anna. And I wish that we had a little bit more time. But tell us quickly, I want to just use the last couple of minutes that we have. Tell us quickly about your book, the launch, because I know that it's going to launch soon, so that everybody can know when to find it, and some closing remarks.
So the official launch is going to be on January 25th. If you are in Massachusetts, which I hope to see you, Eliana, honestly, it's going to be in Chateau Merrimack in Tingsboro, 160 Pawtucket Boulevard. You can go to Eventbrite and find Anna St. Louis. Inviting everybody over there. It's going to be at 5:30 p.m. It's a Thursday, so no excuses. But it's going to be a lot like knowing each other. I'm gonna have a couple of copies in Spanish and English, actually print copies. You can find it in Amazon as well. It's in pre-sale in Amazon. The name is "Where Is My $8 Million?" It's a beautiful story. I am really detailed in the story. Love the feedback, good, bad, horrible, maybe. But again, it talks about the experience of one of my clients going through cash flow and how we help that business specifically to stop the drain and stop the cash flow blood blooding stage, for say something. Yes.
And I think that's really important because sometimes we don't understand until we see the story on somebody else. And then we're like, oh, that is something that I did. So definitely encourage people to get the book after, once it launches, or get it right now as a pre sale for Amazon. Anna, thank you so, so much for sharing. And we'll continue the conversation because I think this is critically important for a lot of our members just to get the hang of it, because sometimes we don't ask and we don't know because we're like, I'm going to feel dumb if I make this question, but it's something that we all need to know that this is a safe space for you to ask all of those questions and reach out to people, because that's just how we're going to all be able to grow our businesses. For those of you who have businesses, Anna, thank you so, so much for being with us and sharing your wisdom here with us. And for everybody else, we have a lot of events coming up next week. Check us out on our website at unitedlatinas.com. If you go into events, you'll see all the upcoming events. We have a lot of events for business building strategies coming up. So check those out. And we have our leadership meeting kicking it off next Wednesday. So make sure that you participate in our leadership meeting. It's virtual, anybody can join. And we have a lot of surprises this year. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And see you next week in our next cafecito. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, have a wonderful day wherever in the world you are. Have a good one.
Bye.